Alright, here is a mock-up of the front panel, how it's going to look. Got your hard drive cage at the bottom. Then above that, it's going to be 3 bays. This top one here, the second hard drive cage is not going to be installed. So we're going to have 2 mesh things here. And then this one's going to be where my Silverstone fan controller is going to go for the CPU fan. Here is my NZXT fan controller that is currently being sleeved all up and looking real nice for this project. Well, in general, but I guess for this project now. And then this is just a CD drive I had to do some measurements with. So this is what the front panel is going to look like. So still a lot of work ahead of me, but as you guys can see, it's moving on nicely. Once I get these holes cut out, be good to go to finish sanding and prime paint, and then throw everything in here and see what it all looks like. So I got some progress done on the Antec 900 here, guys. As you can see, I got a rough cut on the CPU backplate, and I'm going to have to mock up my motherboard to get the final dimensions on that, because it's actually going to go out to where this cut is here. It's kind of hard to see that in the camera, I'm sure. And then I got my 50mm hole down here drilled for the power supply cables to pass through to the back of the motherboard tray. And I also got this side of these cable management holes cut here. The only other things that I'm going to have to do, I mean, of course, besides finish, the stuff here, is drill the hole in the side. I decided to go with a hole in the side of the hard drive cage that will go all the way through to the other side, so the cables can go out. Actually, I could probably show you guys if I got a hard drive sitting here. Of course I do. So let's take this hard drive here and install it into here. And I haven't done all the measurements yet on this, that's why I haven't cut anything out yet, but I'm almost 100% sure that the SATA cable and the power to the hard drives, and I'm going to have to, I think I'm going to modify my Corsair 750TX so that I can have my cables real close together so only one will have to run through. That would be really nice. But for now, I'm going to make the bigger hole, and then each SATA cable will tuck down, go through underneath between each drive, and then go out through the hole in the side. And all these holes are going to have U-channel on them, which this hole is actually really not that rough. It is on the back edge, but right here it's pretty smooth. So I'm really happy with the way this is turning out. I will make some more updates. I'm kind of in the mood to go out and start cutting some more on this now. So I also have to drill a hole. Probably going to do another 50mm hole up here. I got to do some final measurements on that. But okay, well, I'm ready to measure out my hole for all these cables from my fan controller and the cables from the optical drive to pass through to behind the 5 1/4 bays. So let's get this a little closer up, guys, so you guys can see what's going on here. Okay, as you can see, sorry, the light kind of went a little bad there. As you can see, hopefully, there's a gap there between CD drive and where this second bay from this 2-bay thing comes down here. See if I can get my arm in here without cutting myself. Whoa, right here. I'm going to cut a 50mm hole behind here, space it between this drive and this drive, so that the edges of it will be a little bit on each one, to where that should facilitate not only having all this open here for all these cables and these cables from this to pass through, but it will allow, if I end up changing things around, it should still allow enough room for cables still to pass through there. Okay, the location for the hole is set right here. This is the line where the fan controller goes down. This is where the bottom of the CD drive will be. So this will give us room where the 50mm hole will be right there at the top on the edge underneath there, and then it will overlap a little bit down here. But that's good. That's plenty of room there for all the cables that I need to pass through there. So I'm gonna go cut this out, and I'll be right back to show you guys. Alright, I just got back in, and as you can see here, well, let's flip this case around. I got that hole cut out there, trimmed it all up nicely, so it's ready for U-channel. I finished off this hole right here. It's all nice, ready for U-channel, and I drilled some holes here to make it a little easier for me to Dremel the rest of this out. So hopefully tomorrow I will get some time to do that. I mean, you can see it's almost, that top one's almost done. Just gotta do the trimming around the edges, because U-channel will cover up any little mistakes, but that's why I always make sure. I know you can't see it really in here, but I'm way in from the line. I mean, I got a good amount. I'll just use a grinding bit just to grind it down. That's what I did on all the round holes. I just used a little grinding bit to cut down that flash that comes up when you cut through there. And now my other project, I got to trim this down back here in the fan area because that's not going to work. I might try to see if I can round that off a little bit to make it look better, but I think it might be too big. I need to cut the hole in here, which is going to suck. If anybody has any ideas on how to cut that, please let me know. I was going to cut a 50mm hole through it, but I don't think a 50mm hole is going to be big enough to pass all those cables through. I was thinking maybe two 50mm holes, if you guys can see that. One here, because I was already wanting to make a little hole, so you can see I measured it out. A little hole right there to pass any, future, just thinking in the future if maybe I might have something down there that needs cables to pass through, So, yeah guys, that's about it on the case. So, I'll get back with you guys soon whenever I get more work done. So, thanks for watching guys, and I'll be back soon.